Bitcoin is seeing here another move to the downside. And now the big question is that, has everybody on his mind, do we fill the wick that we just created 3 days ago and go all the way back down where we came from the crash? I will show you exactly what's going to happen next, so you should definitely not miss out on that, and also what's going to happen with altcoins next. Don't miss out on that, and let's go, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in here on this Tuesday, and I'm on the wrong chart, or the chart is frozen. Let me try to fix that. This here. So let me see if I turn this off and on again. No, I have to do this like this. Okay. Window. Okay, there we go. This is much better. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, guys, send a rocket into the chat that I see that everybody's here, guys, and that you hear me. Let's do that. And also don't forget to smash off the like button. Really, really important. Let me see here. Yeah, 30 people right now here. Amazing, amazing. So let's go. Gonna refresh that quick here. So the DXY keeps moving here to the upside in a direction of 100 points. Honestly, we could see a little bit more upside because of Jerome Powell later speaking. But I still believe that even if we go a little bit higher, that today's candle will be a fake out to the upside with a wick. Then we come back below the 99-point level and will continue the downwards trajectory. I don't see how Jerome Powell could come out here in a little bit and be tremendously bearish in terms of rate cuts and so on and so on. But of course, we need to be careful with the volatility that he will, of course, bring while he is talking about economic data. Now, on this Bitcoin CME chart, we have filled now the CME gap that was down here. Honestly, I don't think that is the reason why we came all the way down there. So there, I'm going to show you the real reason why we actually went here to $110,000. I think on spot even a little bit lower than that, like 109,800 or something. I don't believe that the reason was that market makers drove the price down to fill that wick. There was more coincidental, but it is, of course, really nice to see that we are putting in here a pinball candle, which will mark a reversal back to the upside. And I need to sneeze here for a second. Sorry. Sorry, guys. So let's move on here. So Bitcoin. On the weekly chart, we got yesterday here rejection from the $116,000 level, which is not really surprising. It is the key resistance on the macro level right now, and here together with $119,500 approximately. So, but as long as we are staying above here $106,000 on that macro trend, we are fine and will continue to push here into higher prices. Like the worst case scenario would be $106,000, but as long as we are holding that level, we will be fine here and keep pushing into higher levels. So I just want to say it here once again. And then something that a lot of people already start to forget, which I see on Twitter, on TikTok, YouTube, on many different platforms, is Bitcoin never closed in October in a bull run bearish. So we are now at minus 1.42%. Do you really believe in the bull run that Bitcoin will stay there? When you see here previous cycles, 40% almost, and then 2017, 47.8%, and even here in bear markets, you know, we got here 28%, you know, or here even 5%. I don't believe that this time it will be any different, that in a bull run, the October will close positively in double digits. So there's no question in my mind that this is going to happen and that we close here a double-digit percentage for Bitcoin in October. So and that means if this is going to happen, that Bitcoin will move here at least to $120,000 back. So here on the daily chart, now a key support level that we need to watch. There was prior resistance, as you can see here, there. It was, sorry, I have to move this a little bit over that you can see that. So over here. So there, it was resistance over here. resistance over there. Then we flipped it here and broke that, and then it turned into support. So we have tested this now 3 times, and even the wick that we had on Friday could not break that level. So as long as we are above that level, we are good and gonna get bounces from there every single time back to the upside. So that might be right now the strongest buy floor that we have for the Bitcoin price. But of course, I also don't want to neglect the fact that we are forming right now here an evening star pattern on the daily chart. So you look at the current candles here, at these 3 candles. This is a clear evening star pattern, as you can see here from the textbook example, which means a reversal to the downside. So why are we experiencing something like this here right now? Because we get rejected from the golden ratio, and that can be only inverted if price is pushing back at least to $113,000 today. So we need to see this today, not tomorrow. This has to happen today. The only way that this can happen tomorrow is if we tomorrow almost retrace the whole candle back to the upside. So then this would be also completely invalidated, but you need to get some bullish momentum, worst case by tomorrow. So if we are getting here some sideways chop and then a break below that line, if this is not a fake out, then get ready that we are going to fill that wick here. So, and by textbook definition, we should come, again, probabilities, guys, and statistics, we should fill half of the wick. So that would bring us down here to $106,000. So I don't think that even if we would do that, that we will get a candle close at this level. It will be just another wick and straight come back up and continue to the upside, if that's actually going to happen. So the most important line that you need to watch here is around $110,000 right now. As long as we're staying above that line, we are fine, and we should here bounce back in direction of $115,000, $117,000. So, but break that line, and we move here potentially into the $106,000 level. On the 12-hourly chart here also bearish signs right now that we can observe, and that is here the flipping of the EMA ribbon, while we also see a rejection here now. 4 candles tried to break above the EMA ribbon, and these wicks in these candles are telling you that we got major rejections. And then today the current 12-hourly candle, sorry, no, we have already a new 12-hourly candle. So the previous 12-hourly candle was a massive bearish engulfing, moving here down. Remember, I had set this trade here at $112,000. We are slightly below that. So, but yeah, if you wanted to take that trade, I would still take that trade. You know, so I'm still running my positions in Bitcoin. I still have them. Nothing has changed there. And actually, after the stream, I'm gonna add more to them. I think I need. Yeah, I have to do that after the stream. I would love to do that on stream, but I think I need to do this afterwards. So I'm gonna keep adding to these positions, because I believe that this whole flipping here of that EMA ribbon is, in my opinion, just a fake out and a bear trap, and then we're gonna send it back into higher levels, because the MACD is still losing momentum here. The RSI is turning around. MACD. Sorry, the stochastic RSI is indecisive, so nothing really to worry about here, at least from my perspective. Then on the MDX algo scalp gradients, once again, I warned you before it actually happened, when I said here, I don't like how this is looking before the drop, and then also here, down here, I said I don't like how this is looking here, over here. So now we came up here, got rejected from these levels here at $115,900, came back down here to the 0.382, which is currently holding as support on the Fibonacci retracement levels. So as long as that is holding, also here, we could see a move back to the upside. So, but I have my limit orders down here for a new Bitcoin trade at $108,500. Just in case, I gave you that trade here way ahead of time, guys. You know, I said, just in case, if it's gonna happen, I have my limit orders down here. So now it looks actually like that we could get this move here in the next coming hours. So it will happen in the next coming hours, most likely coinciding with Jerome Powell's speech, and then everything will go back to normal and to the upside. But again, it can go also completely different, where we just keep going straight away from here back past $113,000, $114,000, depending on what he is saying. But yeah, there will be massive volatility around around his speech. So then here on the 4-hourly chart, something else that caught my eye is that currently we are having just another higher low here. So we had here lower low, here the first higher low, and this one is slightly, again, higher than the previous one. So this is another higher low. As long as we are not breaking this higher low here, we are still in an upwards trajectory. And this here is a local high. You know, this is not a lower high. That's why I made this yellow. So because it is a local high here. So and when we are coming back up and breaking that lower high, then here the next target would be this lower high at $122,470 based on market structure. Then on the 1 hourly chart, something that I also want to show you guys here is that we're potentially putting in a W pattern, which is here on this side a V-shaped recovery. So and look here at the stochastic. The stochastic is massively overbought, is now going back to the upside. The RSI is going sideways because we are running here into that lower resistance area currently, which is the support resistance flip zone. And the MACD wants also to turn around here. So if we get here just a little bit of a push to the upside, past $13,000, then we are going to complete that W pattern. And the technical target of the W pattern, just that you see that, so here, yeah, there to the upside. So when we're breaking the neckline would be $122,500 approximately. Yeah, oversold. That's what I said. So, so here $122,500 approximately. So here you can front run this trade with that setup here that I just gave you on the other chart at $112,000 and just trade the continuation. And that would increase your profits by, to like 9.4%. So otherwise, you wait for the break of the neckline down here and trade this the same way. So and then you're looking at roughly, yeah, almost 6%, almost 6% here on these trading setups. So then, if you want to take these trades, guys, do this right now on Weex. I have partnered with Weex, guys. Don't forget this. You get already $100 just for signing up and confirming your phone number. You know, so and I think it's the phone number and two-factor authenticator. For that, you get already $100 just for signing up there, guys. Plus, if you deposit $500. I'm gonna let you into my private Telegram group here. You see, I showed you guys the same trade yesterday here with, when I just opened it at 0.65% in profit. I closed it at 25.38% today, and also wrote here, I know, wasn't part of the officially challenge, but boom, 25%. You know, so while everything was crashing, I cashed the trade before it actually. Before everything turned to the downside this morning. So, and you could have caught this too if you would have been in that channel. You again sign up on Weex. There is a link in the description, and the steps exactly explain what you need to do. Deposit $500, send on Telegram your Weex ID, and then we're gonna add you to that private channel. So now on the 4-hourly chart with the liquidation levels here, I told you guys yesterday already that we are seeing here a rejection from the 200 moving average, which is usually leading to a move to the downside, which of course, we saw here now today unfolding. We have taken out major long oversold, over-leveraged long liquidity. That was the word that I was looking for. Over-leveraged long liquidity is what we took out here. So there is, again, no major liquidity below us anymore in terms of longs that we can take. There's only basically perma longs down here. So, and again, once again, the only way is now to go up to liquidate the new shorts that came in at $116,000 to $115,600. And then, of course, way higher than that. On the liquidation heat map, you see something similar. I'm going to just refresh that real quick. So here, once we are tapping $111,800 approximately, and it's still $113,000. So you're going to get a short squeeze from $111,800 to roughly $112,500. Then we might stop a little bit, and then when we break 113,000, you get the next short squeeze to 115,000. So, and if we reach that, can settle above these levels, then you get the next one here into 116,000 and above that. So there's like a stairway how we're going to get here short squeezes to the upside. So here I just want to mention that because I don't want to rule this out, that we could go, again, because of the speech of Jerome Powell, and then you can TA throughout the window, and then we could go and tap into here that small liquidity pocket where new long positions were building up here all the way down to like $109,000. But from there, we would then reverse back to the upside regardless of what he is actually saying. On the Bitcoin dominance, we saw yesterday here a nice drop. That's why altcoins were doing pretty well yesterday. So today we are experiencing here a bounce back to the upside. Not really surprising with Bitcoin going down that people run back into safety. It's every time the same thing that's happening. But really important, we are not above 60% anymore, and I see overall continuation to the downside. Nothing has changed that outlook. Then here on the total free market cap, a daily close above $1.04 trillion is what I want to see here. Don't want to close at current levels. If we get that close here back into that former support zone, then also here upside is warranted. If we are closing below $1.04 trillion, expected we go a little bit lower. So we could dip here to like $1 trillion and then only see a turnaround. On the subject, if we are still seeing an altcoin season, yes, guys, there will be still an altcoin season. And I prepared this chart for you that you can actually see and understand why we did not have yet a proper altcoin season. Regardless, if we had now in the last 2 days 3-4 coins that ran over 100%, you know, because we had these coins, you know, so Bell, Zcash, CoAI, and there was another one. Which one did I forgot? There was another one. There were 4 or 5 coins. They ran over 100% in the last 3-4 days. So why did we not have yet a massive run on altcoins? Because the others Bitcoin chart did not see a massive breakout yet. So and every time in the past, when the MACD on the others Bitcoin chart here, for that matter, got a bullish crossover on the MACD, we saw the start of the altcoin season. Look here, bullish crossover, here, last red candle, boom, altcoin season. From January 17 to December 17, maybe even a little bit longer, May 18. So that is when the altcoin season stopped. So 1.5 years of altcoin season. Here again, bullish crossover, red candle, boom, altcoin season, January 21 to December 2021. Now, again, we are on the cusp of getting a bullish crossover, most likely for November. And we have a really, really bullish looking red candle here for October. So if we are closing October as it currently is, and November starts out in green, that will be the start of the real altcoin season. You can see here, and that's also something that you need to keep in mind, the altcoin season gets shorter. So look at this here. So here, 17 months of altcoin season. If I include the red candle, so if I don't, it's 16 months. So and here, it's even shorter. So here, 12 months. So if I shorten this again by 4 months, here, November, yeah. So I shorten that by 4 months, and I go 8. So then here, July, most likely June. So I would rather say June, beginning of June. So 7 months. 7 months of insane altcoin gains if we are repeating this whole process here. So and history often doesn't often play out as it did in the past, but it often rhymes, you know. So and yeah, we did not see yet a proper altcoin season. That has still to come here, and it will be more explosive than the previous ones, because every single time we come up here and test this upward sloping resistance, and that is now an established trend line based on the fact that we have here 7 touch points along that line. So that is now a confirmed resistance line here on that chart, and every single time in the bull run and in the altcoin season we came up here and touched that. If you want to trade altcoins, guys, go to Bybit. There's a link in the description for that. And don't forget to get your Bybit card. Really, really important. 10% cash back currently with the Bybit card. Again, I use it every single day for everything. I just ordered food with that for my girlfriend earlier. Got immediately 10% back, you know. So, and you get, of course, $30,000 worth of welcome bonuses if you sign up on Bybit. Now, on the RSI Heatmap, for altcoins, here we see some coins entering heavily oversold conditions again. On the 4-hourly chart, one here is Fetch. Fetch was also running, one of the crazy coins running. Optimism, Notcoin, Kava, Lumia. Which other nice coins do we have here? Let's also go to the daily one. Yeah, in daily it's even more crazy, you know. So here, Eden. Let's see here. What else do we have? Layer, Docs. So IOTix, I think IOTix was one of the ones that also ran like crazy a couple days ago. So a lot of altcoins are heavily oversold on the RSI right now, which are good buy opportunities, you know. So I use this myself many, many times before I enter trades. You know, if I see something here, up here in overbought territory on the RSI, or even here here in the strong region, you know, I get careful. Here at strong, I get careful. Overbought, usually I'm selling, you know, or I have really, really good stop losses in place, and tight ones, really tight ones, when we're entering this. And when we're oversold, for spot positions, I just blindly keep buying. You know, I just blindly buy until we leave here 39.15% on that scale. You know, that's when I stop buying. Really, really easy to follow that. Here, the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. The next one that you need to watch. So what did I tell you guys when we had a couple of months ago, the last time, a proper look at this? Did I not tell you when we come up here to this downward sloping trend line, Ethereum will be around $5,000, and we were really, really close here in that candle at $5,000. We were at 4,950 or something like that. So here you see to the downside, we got here also a massive wick from last week's drop, but recovered that fairly quickly and are above that crucial support level. So as long as we are holding that support level here, expect in the next 2-3 weeks a retest of the downward sloping trend line, and Ethereum being back around $4,700, $4,800. If we break that trend line, go above that, go back here to like 0.42, then we are close or even past $5,000. So, and this time when we break that trend line, that will be the break for good, and then you're gonna get here a massive move in direction of $7,000, $8,000 for Ethereum in the next weeks and months. So also here on this daily chart, for now, this looks to me pretty bullish that we are holding here above $3,860 as support bounce off from that. So this is right now a key support level. I gave you that trade here also a couple of days ago, and said if it's happening, it's a really good opportunity for going long here and catch a 29.3% move to the upside. So here you can still enter this, you know, so you're not missing out a lot. So yeah, 3%. 3% is what you're missing out on the overall setup. So if you are not in Ethereum trade right now, you don't need crazy leverage for that. Like 5x is fine, you know, 10x. If you're really risk adverse, you can do 10x, but I would be careful with 10x. But like 5 is fine. 5x is fine on a trade like that to the upside. And I want to mention this again. When we approach this downward sloping trend line, this is where you get careful to either take some profit off or raise your stop loss to your like $4,030 approximately. So if we are approaching that trend line in the next 2 days, you know, so that's then the level that where I would set my stop loss when we are getting close here to $4,150 approximately. So then your stop loss should be around $4,030. And then you can just watch it if we break it straight away and keep going higher, or if we are just going sideways, or if you get stopped out, and then you can re-enter this potentially even a little bit lower or around the same level again, and just compound the profit back into your position to trade this then here all the way up to $5,000 to the upside. Then Solana hit my target, but I was a little bit stupid, guys. I'm gonna admit it, you know, so I did something stupid. I thought my personal exit on that position was actually here at that trend line at $212 because I knew it's going to touch it. It will come up there, and I wanted to get out. What did I do? with my fat fingers on my phone, I mistyped. Instead of 212, I typed 215. So, and then I thought I got out, and I looked at my phone this morning. I was like, why do I not have a little bit more money in my wallet? You know. So, and then I check the position. And I'm like, the position did not sell. Why? It hit the target. And then I saw the take profit that I put on it. I was like, no, I did not do that. Yeah, so I'm still in that trade. I round tripped a little bit, basically half of the trade, but that's fine for me because now here, overall, I see us bouncing back to the upside. We are holding $190, which is also, again, a key support level right now. That was over here confirmed before we broke below that unnaturally. And also here, support. And now it's again confirming here support in the last 2 days twice. So I see from here that we are bouncing back to the upside. And then I get another chance to get out at this time, $215, because it would definitely go past that. Maybe I even hold it longer and will keep it until we hit here $231 or even $247. I'm not sure yet. But the indicators telling us for today a little bit more downside. Also to, on the lower time frames, I think things look a little bit different. Yeah, 4 hourly also not that good. But I think the 1 hourly, the 1 hourly looks better, but I don't like how the price action is shaping up here. So something to learn here, guys. Something to learn here. Something that I normally only teach in my coaching program. I'm going to give it to you, for free. When you see here a rounding top like this, and you see price action consolidating sideways in that way, that usually means you get another waterfall drop to the downside. So, and I could potentially round trip my whole trade here that I had. But again, I'm fine with that. I'm comfortable in the trade. And I would just, if that's going to happen, I would just add more to that position and trade then the bounce on that. So yeah, so just something to keep in mind. When you see something like this, I get really, really cautious because especially when you see higher time frames still pointing to the downside, and then here on the 1 hourly or 30-minute chart, you see something like this, that usually warrants one more move to the downside before it actually goes back into higher levels. So I will be here for another 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. If you want any coins, let me know in the chat right now, and I'm gonna go through them. So here, just that you see, link. I went out here at the $20 mark. So just that you see that. That's where I went out. And now we are below the entry. So if you would be still in this trade, you are underwater. So you should have had your stop loss already raised here to your entry, so that you're out of that position. Then another one near. I'm also currently in a near position. I think that is almost at the bottom. So there can be one more wick to the downside, but I think then it's turning around. So I will not cut this position until we break below $2.30 and keep, I just keep holding because I believe that this here is just a deviation. And we come here back above that trend line and continue upwards for near in the short term. So here, I would set some limit orders around $2.31 if you want to catch near, because I think near is primed for a massive breakout to the upside and a volatile one. So I'm going to go quick over Cardano. I think I had a Cardano chart earlier here. Let me see. Blue list, Cardano. I think I did Cardano. Yeah. Cardano, 67 cents at a buy level right now for me. On the 1 hourly chart, that looks not that bad, to be honest. But again, price action. Price action. There could be one more drop to the downside. Yeah, I see here more deviation happening soon. So where you get another 3-4% to the downside, something like this, and then price is going to take off. Again, most likely coinciding with Jerome Powell's speech here in a little bit. Actually, I think in 30 minutes. I think the speech is in 30 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So watch out for that. If you want to get into a Cardano position right now, set limit orders below that line. 66.5, 66, 65, 60, 64. So between 64 and 66.5 in that range, I would set a lot of limit orders to make sure that I get filled once that is dropping, because there will be volatility in roughly 30 minutes. Guys, I have to run again. But thank you so much for tuning in here. Once again, don't forget to smash off the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and let's pray that Jerome will be nice to us today. And I see you then